in that context. Like he just showed up and like didn't even know what the metrics were that they were going to ask for. Yeah, he was on How I Built This and he talked about it. And he was like, let me go home and look that up. And he was like staying at a hostel in SF and had to like go back and query the database to find like CAC or whatever. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty rare.
That's pretty rare.
Yeah. Don't model on that one.
But okay. So just to step back, like you kind of casually say, hey, you want to start setting up these like loose relationships with investors who might want to invest in your Series A in 18 months. Like, how do you even do that?
It's tough.
Because you're now back at the point of maybe even cold emailing people.
Right. It's tricky. If you're lucky enough to have a bunch of angel investors, use them to introduce you to the Series A investors that they know. A lot of them are pretty well networked. Some of them aren't. If you're not in that situation, don't worry. Again, investors are excited about founders they think are building big things who will make them lots of money. And so you can kind of employ the same strategy that I talked about for seed, but there's more information to research about the investors. Investors tend to write blog posts and essays. They list the companies they've invested in on their venture capital websites. And so you email them and just make the pitch relevant, right? Make it interesting, teach them something. One trick I've seen some founders use is they're cold emailing an investor, and the first couple of times they don't get a response. But they just keep emailing on a really regular basis progress. And they say, hey, would still love to meet. So, we grew 10% last week. Hey, would love to meet. Just so you know, this month we crossed, $3 million in annual revenue. You do that enough, people are going to pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
if they're good at their jobs.
The be so good they can't ignore you line
exactly
is very important.
It's true.
Yeah, of course.
People talk themselves out of doing this because they think, oh, I don't know anyone, therefore I can't know anyone, or I'm in some out of the way place or whatever.
Yeah.
Good investors, and not all investors will do this. Not all investors will put in the work, but good investors will be open to opportunities wherever they come from.
Yeah. They'll find you. The last thing I want to talk about is post-demo day psychology.
Yeah.
So obviously you went through YC. You've now advised many, many companies in pre, during, post YC. I think it can be quite hard for a company to go through this really intense experience, which is often incredibly helpful and kind of fun for them, even if it's painful. Afterwards, your community's kind of maybe gone. Maybe you go back to wherever you base your company.